And as of yesterday, I'm officially on board on the flat earth conspiracy theory. It's taken me a long time to come around to this. When you accept what you are taught rather than just investigating it and using your own observation, which is where the flat earthers' arguments are very hard to dismiss. Like, if you are capable of stepping outside of conformity and thinking outside of the box, you will come to the same conclusion too. The earth really is flat. And it's so mind-bending. Right now I'm going through some like deep shadow work. Like, my brain is just like, wow, I'm 39. I'm about to be 40 this year. And my whole life I've believed in a globe earth, and suddenly now the earth is flat. And what does that really mean? What is, like, because I've studied Kabbalism and the tree of life, and they talk about these layers. Almost looks like that might be, I don't know, it's hard to say, but there's definitely a firmament, and people have not been on the moon. If you look at this stuff, there's one guy that's a flat earth. I think his TikTok is called Geocentricity or something like that. He has a video. It's so hilarious. I reposted it yesterday about how NASA, is supposedly landing on the moon was like the greatest accomplishment of all mankind, right? But then now they lost all that technology and they can't land people on the moon, and they're spending $93 billion this year. NASA's going to spend, and twice now they've tried to launch the Artemis, I don't know, I can't say the name right. Anyway, a shuttle to the moon. And they're spending all this money. That's what it's about. It's just a scheme to suck money out of us. They know that they can't get through the firmament. That's why when we see rockets from SpaceX launch, we see them hit the firmament, or they just go at an angle. If you pay attention and you look, it's wild. I'll tell you, years ago, I worked in a nursing home, and I took care of a lady in an Alzheimer's unit, and she always talked about working on this set that recorded the moon landing. And I always just thought, oh, she's elderly, she's Alzheimer's, she's nuts. Now all of it makes sense. It's crazy. Wild stuff, wild times we live in.
Many people say that there's nowhere in the Bible that describes the shape of the earth. But in Job 38:14, it says the earth takes shape like clay under a sill. Now, if you look at this is a sill that's been mashed, and you can see the outer edges of it, and then in the center. Now, I don't say the earth is flat, but I do believe that the earth is on a plane kind of like this, and then underneath of the earth, and then you have a firmament over the earth, and then you have water above that firmament. But I mean, the Bible does tell you the shape of the earth. He didn't say it was a spear. He said it takes shape like clay under a sill. So something to read into.
What is this thing we call the moon?
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over. That would be an honor. Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives.
Alright, so this video is only for the people who believe in the Bible, that it is the inspired Word of God. If you don't believe in it, then you're not going to believe in what I'm about to say. Alright, so Genesis 11 is talking about the Tower of Babel, and how the whole world had one language and one common speech. Alright, starting in verse 4, Then they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves, otherwise we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so that they don't understand each other. So that's exactly what the Lord did. Everyone started speaking a different language. They couldn't understand each other, so they didn't finish the tower. Amos chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig down to the depths below, from there my hand will take them. Though they climb up to the heavens above, from there I will bring them down. So if the Lord wouldn't let them build the Tower of Babel to reach the heavens, how can you believe that they're doing this? I mean, do you really think that he's going to let Elon Musk go to Mars? Just something to think about.
Plurfs and globies live in the same world, but they don't agree on how they see the world. Plurfs rely on basic observation, math, physics, and ancient religious texts. Globies rely on the faith that they have that the elites and people in high power are telling them the truth. Ah, the sunset is so beautiful. I can't even.
I was wrong. There is a dome over our flat earth. And I know you're going to say there's 8 billion people that can't see the dome. How could Enoch thousands of years ago, without a telescope in the Middle East, see a dome that we can't see? Well, that's because he's a cool dude, and let's just move on from that. So in the Bible here, it talks about when you look at the heavens, which we know should be a translation for space, you see the sun, moon, and stars because they're all in space. But they're not. They're actually inside the dome from my research now. But the problem I've got is outside the dome supposedly is water, according to other people. Now there's a comet that's called CO2023, which amateur astronomers will be able to see in June 2024. Now, if that's outside the dome in the water, then how does it propel itself? Because obviously friction. If it's inside the dome, then who's sent it on its merry way for us to see? And that means there's no atmosphere here for weightlessness.
The moon landing was faked. The Apollo 11 moon landing on July 20, 1969, was one of the most astonishing achievements in human history. That day, an estimated 530 million TV viewers watched U.S. astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin take their first steps on the moon. After spending 21 hours on the moon, the 2 men and the rest of the crew members flew safely back to Earth and landed in the Pacific Ocean. Yet just a few years later, some people claimed the giant leap for mankind had been faked, and it was just a hoax that had been staged by the US government to win the space race against the Soviets. Number 1 in this picture, the American flag looks like it is flapping in the wind. But how can that be, since there's no wind on the moon? Number 2, there are no stars in the lunar sky. Number 3, the shadows aren't right. It is possible to see certain objects even though they are in shadows. If the sun were the only source of light, this wouldn't be the case. Number 4, you can't see Armstrong holding a camera. Number 5, in this picture you can see footprint, but the footprint does not match the bottom of the astronaut's boot.
The British Royal Navy maintains bases all around our realm. They form an invisible perimeter guarding anyone who goes past the 60th south parallel. These bases report to King and Commander-in-Chief, Prince Charles III. So is anyone above the King's authority? One person of many is Pepe Orsini. The Orsini family sits atop of the Illuminati power structure and above the Freemasonic network of societies. Pepe Orsini is a member of the Orsini family. This family has ties to the papacy and even have more power than the Rothschild family. Orsini are also one of 13 papal bloodlines. So next time your friends laugh at you and ask you who is they, or ask you so who's in charge of keeping us stuck here then, you can tell them about the Orsini family and Pepe Orsini.
100,000 miles in circumference, there would still be calculable, measurable curvature that just isn't there. The only place curvature exists is in NASA photos and videos, and those can be proven to be CGI fakes. And the early ones were literally taken through a round window to make the Earth appear round. Literally taken through a round window to make the Earth appear round.
This is a shot from 130,000 miles out. I guess it's from approaching. It's from approaching the moon, looking back at the Earth. If that's the Earth, is that like another spacecraft?
No. But I have no idea what that is. It's some aberration on the film of some sort. Oh, those are shadows, I think. Or reflections, probably reflections that are just reflecting.
Run that back again. So we get another shot of it.
Okay, turn off the camera. Your interview is done. I've given you all the time I'm going to give you.
Okie dokie. Good to meet you.
I don't say it's a pleasure.
Understand.
Please get your ass out of my house.
Okay.
And you came here under false pretenses, and I think you're an asshole.
Lying about going to the moon is a satanic lie of gigantic proportions.
I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you get...
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
And get the hell out of my house. You'll get a gun and shoot them at them before they get out of the office?
We have a video camera running if you want to do it.
Right.
That would be great footage for us. See you later. In court, I hope. Want to call the CIA? Have them whacked? Where you put a transparency over the window and move the camera of the Earth and move the camera back away from the window. Turn off the lights in the spacecraft and appeared to be halfway to the moon when in fact they were in Earth orbit.
Huh, really?
Yeah, and they said it was the same way that you did it on Apollo 10. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to put your left hand on the Bible, to raise your right hand, to swear to God.
Stick it in your ear.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
We found a very unique reel of footage that we have queued up to show you.
Yeah.
And it's from the mission. And to our knowledge, no one has ever seen it before. And it's 30 years old.
And you want me to see this while you have me on camera?
Well, and to tell us what it is. That's correct. And you'll see this tape proves that.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in satisfying your suppositions when there's all this evidence that we did.
This proves, as you see, that you were using the window to demonstrate that you were halfway to the moon when you were
Turn the camera off, please. Turn the camera off. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator at NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a flight.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.